Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. I'm starting this vlog out in the pasture. As you could see, I got my plants watered. I worked today, so we're in the heat of the afternoon now, and I'm out building fence like a crazy lady. But anyway, at least it's not, like real fence. At least it's just my electric fence. So anywho, I'm gonna set you guys up and take you guys along. We are doing the big fencing project of getting the sheep girls and Billie Jean moved over to the hay pasture right now. I apologize about the wind also, you guys. It's a little windy today, so it's a good day to just let me work and put some music over the top of it and let you guys watch. You are going to notice something a little different than what I've been doing for the calf pastures. I'm actually going to put 3 strands up. There's 2 different reasons for that. One of them is I'm a little concerned about the sheep all the way around. I'm a little concerned about Oreo's respect for the fence. She has, since she got shocked really good by the fence, that the electric fence in the calf pasture on the other side, she's been respectful of it. She hasn't gone through it. But she did go through it like 3 times before that. And on top of that, when I'm bringing the babies in and out, they're not respectful of a 2-strand. So I'm putting a 3-strand up in hopes of them being respectful of it and not being able to go through it and tear it down and cause all kinds of havoc. And also, the second reason is because of predator pressure. We don't have any predator pressure at this time. I don't want you to think that I've seen something, or I have not. The only thing is that I did find out today that my neighbors did see an armadillo out next to my groom shop the other night. So I went ahead and gave them permission to take care of that if I needed to. But and I know where it's coming from. It's coming from the great big hole behind the barn. But I never see it because I never go back behind the barn after dark, and they only come out at dark. So I did know that I had something tearing up my yard and back there behind the shop also. Some of you had suggested skunk, and then I was told that armadillos also do that. Long story short, there has been a sighting of a dillo around my groom shop, and he might just end up an armadillo, but who knows. I did want to just go ahead and put 3 strands up just for if there were any dogs out roaming at nighttime or coyotes. We hear the coyotes all the time. I know they're here. I've heard stories about them, and so with sheep, my sheep girls are pretty big, pretty tough. I'm not super worried about them. I did just remember though that Mr. Wonderful told me if I left my sheep out all night long that I could get a donkey. Might have to ask him about that. So anyway, I'm just putting an extra strand up as an extra thing of precaution. If a coyote, walks up and decides, maybe they look like tasty snacks, this 3-strand, there's not going to be anywhere that he can really come through without potentially getting shocked. So that's my idea. Hopefully it works. Hopefully we don't have a problem at all, and hopefully the hoodlums just behave and stay in or out of the fence, whatever side of the fence they're supposed to be on. Fingers crossed, but they are sheep, so they keep me on my toes. change of plans. Just got the call from my hay guy, and he is around. So, and I know that we just put round bales in the barn, but Velvet's hay guy for my little lady bales is what I call them. He just called and he's around, so I just hooked up the dump trailer and we're gonna go get a ton of Velvet's hay. And there it is. It's home. And I had I wanted to get some other things done before I put it in the barn, and I don't have any thread of rain, so I went ahead and took another load of trash out of here from the junk pile that we have had in here. Those of you who have been with us since we first bought this place, you know that I have been, it's been a continual thing of me kind of cleaning up this barn. This barn was, it didn't have pins in it, it didn't have hay in it, it was just, you know, a whole bunch of storage and stuff that people had left behind, most of it trash to me. And so I created a pile next to the side door for, you know, like a dump run pile. And I've been slowly but surely working on it, because going to the dump here it's a little different, I'll just say that. We don't have an easy dump to go to, or a close one. And so therefore I have been just slowly but surely, you know, kind of working on it. So I took another load out today. So it is looking smaller. I brought Missy Velvet in from being out to pasture. She's mad right now because I don't have her grained, because I wanted to get, well, the sheep babies were out. They had broken out of their net again, and so I had them just locked up while I went and took that load of garbage out of here. And then I wanted to get, for evening feeding tonight, I wanted to get the sheep babies out with Billie Jean and with the sheep ladies. I'll show you that. My hope is by doing this is that they will also get trained better to a hot wire. This hot wire that we have out here, holy cow, I'm sorry you guys, I'm a mess. That we have out here is a plug-in one, and it hits hard, and so they need to get some respect for some hot wire, or they're going to end up locked in the barn for the rest of their lives, because I can't have them just disrespecting fences and getting out, and I don't have anything other than electric fences right now, besides this calf pasture. This calf pasture is fully fenced. It is barbed wire on the backside, but it also has a barrier fence there, and then of course I have the two pastures divided by hot wire. So Gretel needs to learn to respect the hot wire anyway, because she's going to be a part of our breeders, but Hansel and R and Matey, they're going to go in the freezer come fall, but still I'd like for them to be able to be outside and graze and stuff, and they're just not respecting fences. So Mr. Wonderful has been wanting to get me to keep animals outside more, and so I just put the babies out there after they broke out tonight. I went, you know what, fine, I'm gonna put you out there in that calf pasture. I believe you're safe out there, unless you find a way to get through that barrier fence and, you know, get out through the barbed wire, which I don't think that they will. I think that they're completely safe in there. It's fully fenced in, and it has the barrier in between. You know, I've divided the big pasture, and it's got that hot wire there. And so, yeah, they can start touching that and start learning to respect the white fencing. It took Oreo a couple times, and now she respects it. So my hope is that these babies will learn and respect it as well. So they are out here full time, and then I will attempt to move them out with, you know, if I can get them to respect that, I'll have to train them to that fence. And if I can get them to respect that fence, then they will go out on the other side with the big girls. Hi Oreo, how are you? Hi Miss Oreo. And you know, become a part of the flock again until it's time for them to be quarantined for their grow out feed, which will be different than their maintenance feed. And obviously this girl needs like no feed. She's super fat, but Vanilla's looking really good. And so anyway, that happened, and I'm losing light, and Missy Velvet is mad because I brought her in without giving her her grain, but I will get her grain to her. Don't you worry. that is what we call farm fit, and that is why we call it farm fit. As you can see, there is no need to go to the gym here. That was a good 35-minute workout. So just a couple things that I'll put in here for those of you who are not farmers or who are getting into it or who are watching my channel. Sorry. Those of you who are watching my channel for learning purposes. Second here. And I don't claim to be an expert at, you know, a lot of things, but I have been bucking bales pretty much as long as I could walk. I've had horses my whole life. I got my first horse when I was 2 years old. So I've been doing this for a long time. So I will give you, I will give you my experience from that before I head in the house and take a much needed shower. When you buy your hay, you know, you can, there's different kinds of hay. First of all, there's grass and there's alfalfa. And we primarily feed grass, unless we're finishing out animals, and then, and then we'll feed them alfalfa. Sorry. And I know that there are some of you on here that are going to say that, you know, maybe I should wear a mask. It's not happening. So thank you very much for your concern, but it's not happening. There is also, you know, obviously we have round bales, we have square bales. These are what I call lady bales. They are light. They're, you know, 65 pounders, 55 pounders. They run 55 to 65 pounds, right? So when you get your hay, there's also differences as far as cow hay versus horse hay. This is horse hay. This is hay that has been pulled off the field before it got rained on, and it's been kept under cover. This has been kept in a barn. And so when you cannot feed horses moldy hay. Just under no circumstances can you feed a horse moldy hay. It will make them sick. Cows and other ruminant animals, they've got multiple stomachs, or they have multiple quarters of their stomachs. So they have the ability to digest hay that has gone bad, moldy hay. Some cows even, you know, I've got one neighbor that says the blacker the better for my cows. They love it, you know. In the wintertime, they love that black moldy hay. For whatever reason. This is horse quality grass hay, and there's many different kinds of grasses, but I'm not going to go into that this video. Before you stack your hay, or while you're stacking your hay, you need to watch for wet spots, or what we call slugs, in your hay. They're not actual slugs. They're not the creepy crawly slugs that you're thinking of. They're big, wet, balled up balls of slugs of hay, grass, that never could dry out. For whatever reason, it's just the way that it turned out, you know, being. And also sometimes, you know, you'll find a dead animal in your hay. A snake, a mouse, a rat, a squirrel, you know, there's all kinds of things that get balled up in the hayfield when they're cutting. And those will create moldy slugs also. You do not want to stack any of your slug bales, you know, any bale that has got wetness in it. Do not stack it in your stack. Set it out, feed it first before it molds, or, you know, break it up and feed, you know, disperse it to the non-moldy stuff to your horses and the moldy stuff to your animals that can eat it. But feed it first. Do not stack it in your stack. That bale can catch your entire stack on fire. You do not want any wetness, any moisture in your stack of hay. A lot of folks here in this, and things are different in, you know, different areas of the country for me. And something here that I had never heard before, because of the humidity here in the south, we actually let our hay sit out in the field for a little while. We don't pick it up immediately. We let it sit out in the field for a little while. Because of the humidity here, we let it dry out in the air before we bring it in and stack it, because there's just no way that it is dry enough to bring it in and stack it. I don't have any personal experience with how true that is. I've only been here, you know, for almost a year, and I picked the last batch of hay. I did pick it up off the field, but it was a couple days later, you know, after he baled. So I have heard that, but I have no personal experience. But I do know that, you know, I always check my bales. I'll squish my hand inside that bale. See if I can find one. Here's a good way. So I'll cram it up there, you know, as far as I can get in there and feel, and then you can pull it out. You can smell it, see how it smells. Is your horse gonna like it? You can smell any mold, or you can feel if it's wet. And if it's wet, don't stack it. We wouldn't even put it in Oregon when we had a contract for a hayfield, and we were bringing stuff, you know, right off the field. It would come out of the baler, go on a trailer, and it would come right to the barn. If it had a slug or any moisture in it whatsoever, it didn't even go in the barn. Don't risk your whole barn for one wet bale. Okay, so enough said about that. These bales come out in flakes. I did see another comment on Facebook today about flakes and flakes of hay, and some people don't know what flakes of hay are, and that is okay. These small bales, sorry about the lighting, but these small bales come off in flakes, and I'll show you. So this is a piece of that, you know, that hay, and this hay flakes. You see how that's pulling apart? This isn't a very, there we go. So you see that? There's one flake there, one flake there. Here, I'll separate them. Stand up for you. One flake there, one flake there. There's actually another flake in here, but it's a little bit stuck together because it's the end of the bale. So that is a flake of hay. Usually a flake of hay is about that thick. Just depends on the bale. So there is your explanation of hay. And you know, the things the things that I know about stacking hay. The other thing that I'll tell you, if you're headed out to stack hay, you know, for the first time or what have you, use your legs. You guys saw me using my legs a lot today. Use your legs. I will wake up in the morning and my glutes and my hammies are gonna be sore because I was using them hard today. So use your legs, not your back. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm filthy now. I've been a hot mess all day. And I think you guys just had enough of me. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Yours truly.